Okay. Hi guys, my name is Allie Nicole, and today I'll be discussing week two of my journey of the artist way. So, by the time that I'm posting this video, it's gonna be actually like 3 weeks from like week two, the 2 weeks from my actual week two start date, and that's because I felt like the first week I tried to do week two, I didn't fulfill it to the point that I wanted it to be fulfilled. Like I'm gonna deeper into it, but like I didn't do much artist date. I didn't do all my morning pages. I didn't do all my tasks. It just felt like very just unfinished. I'm like, you know what? Let me try again next week. Same thing. I just didn't feel like I was fulfilling all the tasks, all the artist days and all stuff. Like I did do an artist day, but like it wasn't the one I planned. It was just like very messy. Sorry for noises in the background. Like in the last video, it's just like stuff still happening outside. I don't live in this neighborhood by myself. So yeah. Um so I just decided to do it again this week. This is currently Sunday. So I'm doing the artist check-in for week two. I'm never doing this again where I just like, try to push it back and try to like fulfill everything in a week because now I'm just pushing back the whole 12-week process, making it longer than should and needs to be. Like I'm not supposed to fulfill every single task in the week, and God bless. But now you live and you learn. So I'm gonna dig into it even more. So week two. So the topic for week two is recovering a sense of identity. So it says in the little footnote, this week addresses self-definition as a major component of creative recovery. You may find yourself drawing new boundaries and staking out new territories as your personal needs, desires, and interests announce themselves. The essay and tools The essays and tools are aimed at moving you into your personal identity, a self-defined you. So I'm just gonna go over a few notes that I did the first week of week two, which was a 3 week process. So the first note I had. Oh yeah, by the way, like with the artist way, I highlight it. I write in the book. I do like a bunch of like post-it notes and everything. So like great ways to just like summarize everything for me to remember, and then like if there's things that really hit me, I just highlight it or like write it down in the post-it notes. So a few like things is like don't let your self-doubt turn into self-sabotage. At first flush, going sane feels like going crazy. The recovering artist must avoid taking the first think, and think is equates to self-doubt in this case. Attacks Attacks can come from internal and external sources. Affirmations are a powerful antidote to hate disguised as self-doubt. And then another one is be alert to subtle sabotage from friends and family. Blocked friends may find your recovery disturbing. Be particularly alert to any suggestion that you have become selfish or different. The essential element in nurturing our creativity lies in nurturing ourselves. And the second one was like kind of summarizing the poisonous playmates they were talking about, and just like protecting yourself and protecting your peace and creativity from people who either are blocked themselves creative wise, or like just just because they don't see it the same way you do doesn't mean your way is wrong. It's just like you have a different way of seeing it, but don't let their way of seeing things deter you from your creativity and what you want to do and how you want to do it, essentially. And then next one. For right now, protect your artist by refusing to show your morning pages to interested bystanders or to share your artist date with friends. Focus the process, not the product. So I see, of course, in week one, in like I feel like I read this the first week I read this, like my actual week two, like everything made sense. Everything was marinating, everything was making sense. But like since working on it for like 3 weeks, I haven't actually read the chapter two, week two again. So a lot of these things are like resurfacing and like, oh, that makes sense. And I kind of like either I feel like I deviated, like especially when it comes to artist date. I definitely tell people about my artist days, which is not good. It's like you're releasing your power and your energy into other people, and like kind of like trying to get external validation, or like just like you're releasing your creative control. So I understand why you shouldn't like tell everybody your business, tell everybody about your artist date in morning pages. And I forgot that. So it's kind of good that I'm going through these pages again, like going through the chapter again, like with the post-it notes, because it's reminding me of what I need to do. Not just with the process of the artist way, but just like in life in general. Like not everybody needs to know your business. Okay, we're gonna continue on with crazy makers. Crazy makers are those personalities that create storm centers. They are often charismatic, frequently charming, highly inventive, and powerfully persuasive. Makers are the kind of people who can take over your life. To fixer-uppers, they are irresistible. Makers like drama. If they can swing it, they are the star. Everyone around them functions as a supporting cast, picking up their cues, their interests and exits from the crazy maker's crazy whims. Mm. And then a few notes about the crazy makers. Crazy makers break deals and destroy schedules. They expect special treatment. Discount your they discount your reality. They spend your money and time. And they triangulate those they deal with. And then with triangulate, they say because crazy makers thrive on energy, your energy, they set people against one another in order to maintain their own power position dead center. Very toxic indeed. It also says crazy makers are expert blamers. So they'll blame everybody else and not take accountability. Crazy makers create dramas but seldom where they belong. Crazy makers hate schedules except their own. Crazy makers hate order. Crazy makers deny that they are crazy makers. Yeah. And then another note. So another I wrote based off everything about crazy makers is like if he or she is driving me crazy, you gotta ask yourself what creative work you are trying to block by your involvement. Release yourself from being a crazy maker. Because I can admit that I have been, and sometimes I am a crazy maker. So it's just like not only do I have to release myself from those kind of people, but again, like I said, like I just gotta release myself from being a crazy maker myself and distracting me and distracting others and hurting myself and hurting others and blocking myself from my creativity and what I'm supposed to be focusing on. So yeah. Good note, good note. Stay away and don't be a crazy maker. And then you have another the next topic is about skepticism. Oop, words. So the note I wrote about the skepticism topic is be open minded. When a weird idea or coincidence whizzes by, we gently nudge the door a little further open. Examine your doubts and beliefs. And then with these little notes I do in the post notes, they're not these are like things from the book and from the pages that like the pages that are like, oh, this makes sense. Like this hits. Like, I just write them on the sticky notes. Like these are not like what I'm saying. Like sometimes like I would put how I feel about certain things that's said on my post notes, but most of the time it's just like little quotes that pick up from a page that seems really like, oh, this hits. But yeah. Next topic is attention. So I have on my post note that attention is an act of connection. A creative life involves great swaths of attention. Survival lies in sanity, and sanity lies in paying attention. The capacity for delight is the gift of paying attention. The reward for attention is always healing. And then lastly, my last note for this chapter is pay attention to the current moment. There will always be yesterdays and there will always be tomorrows, but the current moment is rare. Pay attention and pay attention to the little things. Mm, it's just something I gotta work on. Like I just gotta learn how to be in the moment and not be so anxious about the future and not dwell on the past. Cause like sometimes I do hold grudges, or sometimes I get very anxious and very just like about the future. That I was just stack everything that I need to do on top of each other in my mind, making it sound like I have like a lot going on, which makes me more stressed. And which makes like holds me back from actually doing things that I need to get done because I'm just like stuck in the stress and the overwhelmness. But no. I just gotta break things down and do one thing at a time and just take it moment by moment and just chill. So yeah. So now I'm gonna get into the task of the week. So the first one is affirmative reading. Every day, morning and night, get quiet and focus and read the basic principles to yourself. See page 3. Be alert for any attitudinal shifts. Can you see yourself setting aside any skepticism yet? So, when they refer, let me see if I can find it. When they refer to the basic principles, it's basically, I took a picture of it and then just like put it out. So I'll just read it. It says, creativity is the natural order of life. Life is energy, pure creative energy. There is an underlying, indwelling creative force infusing all of life, including ourselves. When we open ourselves to our creativity, we open ourselves to the Creator's creativity within us in our lives. We are ourselves creations, and we in turn are meant to continue creativity by being creative ourselves. Creativity is God's gift to us. Using our creativity is our gift back to God. The refusal to be creative is self-will and is counter to our true nature. When we open ourselves to exploring our creativity, we open ourselves to God, good orderly direction. As we open our creative channel to the Creator, many gentle but powerful changes are to be expected. It is safe to open ourselves up to greater and greater creativity, and our creative dreams and yearnings come from a divine source. As we move toward our dreams, we move toward our divinity. So I was supposed to read this every day. So I'm just going to focus on this past week. Did I do it every day? Um, Not really, no. But but on the days that I did it, a lot of times I just focus on doing it in the morning to help me just start my day. So I feel like over time, as I kept on doing it, even with the other 2 weeks that I did it, I feel like the skepticism has left me. And I wrote this next to the task. I said, I feel like I understand the basic principles, but not all of them hit yet. So it's not like I don't know if I'm skeptical about them because all these are like, they make sense and there are things I want to believe. I just feel like I just need to keep on marinating on them and just let them hit because I don't think they hit me yet. Like I understand, but they're not, you know. Like, okay, but no. The next task is number 2. Where does your time go? List your 5 major activities this week. How much time did you give to each one? Which were what you wanted to do and which were shoulds? How much of your time is spent helping others and ignoring your own desires? Have any of your blocked friends triggered doubts in you? So the 5 tasks that I listed was my internship at the Masquerade, which is like 4 days at the week. And then, ooh, more specifically, I said my internship at the Masquerade, 14 hours. Love Island, which is a reality TV show, and then YouTube, which is 10 plus hours. I had a studio session with my friend, Dark Side, and that was like 5 hours. Working out 3 hours, and then driving with my dad less than an hour. So all these things I wanted to do, but I realized that creatures. I realized that I'm on social media and like YouTube and stuff like that a lot, and it's taking me away from my like time where I could be creative or like feeding my inner like creative. So that's just something to like think about. Like I need to probably just chill out and just like release myself from social media and the addiction of social media and just like that quick reward thing in my head. I don't know what it's specifically called, but it's like a reward system in your head, and I just keep on like feeding it by like scrolling through social media stuff like that. Like it's just not healthy, and I'll be doom scrolling and stuff too. So like when I wrote out where does my time go, I'm like, yeah. I'm like it's not bad with everything else, but like I want to learn how to like drive so I can get my license. So only driving one time with my dad this week is like, I could do better. Um, so yeah, definitely just decrease the time with the reality TV, YouTube, and social media, and then increase the time with I see I didn't even have songwriting on here or like singing or something like that on there. Like I had the studio session, but like that was only like one day, and so definitely it's like I see my priority. I gotta fix some of them. So yeah. And then the next part of number two is take a sheet of paper, draw a circle. Inside the circle, place topics you need to protect. Place the names of those you find to be supportive. Outside the circle, place the names of those you must be self-protecting around just now. Place this safety map near where you write your morning pages. Use this map to support your autonomy. Add names to the inner and outer spheres as appropriate. For example, oh, Derek is somebody I shouldn't talk to this about right now. So in this case, I am deciding not to share my circle because I am protecting. It's just a part of me protecting what's in my circle. Like not everybody needs to know what's in my circle and who's in my circle, who's out of it. If you in my circle, you in my circle. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't for a reason. So we're gonna leave it like that. So then task number three is list 20 things you enjoy doing. When was the last time you let yourself do these things? Next to each entry, place a date. Don't be surprised if it's been years for some of your favorites. That will change. This list is an excellent resource for artist dates, right? And so number four is, and I did a list of 20 things. It said number four, from the list above, write down two favorite things that you've avoided that could be this week's goals. These goals can be small, but buy one roll of film and shoot it. Okay. Someone was riding a go-kart or something like that. And I think I hear another one down the street, but it's fine. It says, remember we are trying to win you some autonomy with your time. Look for windows of time just for you, and use them in small creative acts. Get to the record store at lunch hour, even if only for 15 minutes. Stop looking for big blocks of time when you will be free. Find small bits of time instead. So this past week, I okay, so I know like my first week of the artist way, I did a color sheet. I decided to do it again because I really enjoy it. I really liked it, and I had fun with it. So this is what I did. Very cutesy. Yes, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. So I did that one day while watching Love Island, and then another day. Okay, these people in these go karts, I'm gonna fight. Cause why? Anyways, I built the Lego flower set. It's so cutesy. It's so small and tiny and cutesy, and I loved it while watching Love Island. It's in my room on my desk right now, and I can't wait to build more. So yes, uh, yeah, and I'm glad it's just making me happy. But yeah, so those are the two things I did for task number four. Made me happy, like I was feeding my inner child. So yeah, we were eating them up. So now task number five. Dip back into week one and read the affirmations. Know which ones cause the most reaction. Often the ones that sound the most ridiculous is the most significant. Write these Write three chosen affirmations 5 times each day in your morning pages. Be sure to include the affirmations you made yourself from your blurts. So I chose my three, and then the reason why I chose those, like I was reading all my affirmations that I wrote out loud, and I had 10. And the three that stuck how I chose my three was like, for some reason when I was reading them, it made me want to gag. like, like it basically made me want to like throw up. And so I'm like, you know what? Maybe these are the three hardest ones for me to actually stomach and for me to actually accept. So I chose those, and then I made it a point every time I did like for the past 3 weeks. I made it a point to like actually write them out, no matter how lengthy, no matter how like boring or like whatever it could be. Like I made sure to write them out, and I feel like I did it a good amount of times to the point that I can remember them in my head and not look at the paper that I typed my affirmations on. So yeah, and it's just gonna take time for me to embrace them and actually like yeah embrace them and actually really like live them out confidently. But like it's definitely a step forward, like especially since it's like muscle memory in my mind for me to like just like write it. So yeah, definitely good, definitely good. Number six, return to the list of imaginary lives from last week. Add 5 more lives. Again, check to see if you can be doing bits and pieces of these lives in the one you are living now. So this week, the five imaginary lives I had was a lawyer, a label executive, a detective, a reality TV star, and a yoga teacher. So I decided to focus on the yoga teacher this week, and then one day out of this week, I decided to do like a like set up a 30-minute yoga tutorial slash class on my laptop, and I just did 30-minute yoga, and it was nice. Like I was pop some bones a little bit, like loosening myself. It was really nice, very peaceful. So yeah, I might get into that a little bit more, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I was a yoga teacher, giving very yogi esque, kind of, sort of, not really. Yes, that day. And then number 7 is life pie. Draw a circle, divide it into 6 pieces of pie. Label one piece spirituality, another exercise, another play, etc. Place a dot in each slice at the degree to which you are fulfilled in that area. Outer rim indicates great, inner rim not so great. Connect dots. This will show you where you are lopsided. As you begin the course, it is not uncommon for the life pie to look like a tarantula. Ooh. As as recovery progresses, your tarantula may become a mandala. Working with this tool, you will notice that there are areas of your life that feel impoverished and on which you spend little or no time. Use the time tidbits you are finding to alter this. Okay, children. If your spiritual life is minimal, even a 5-minute pit stop, blah, 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 blah. The point is that even the slightest attention to our impoverished areas can nurture them. So, my 6 slices were spirituality, play, work, friends, family, and then exercise slash nurturing. So I feel like the ones that are on the outer rim that I feel like I'm great in or really fulfilled in is definitely play, and then friends, and then work. I feel like I do a lot academically because I'm a student. So I feel like I do a lot academically. I have an internship right now. Like I feel like work is okay. I think it's more than enough right now. I feel like I'm learning how to step away from it and learn how to relax because I'm always so work academic. Like I gotta do something minded. Like so, yeah. I think work is fulfilled. I think play is fulfilled. I just need to learn how to balance it because like sometimes I play too hard, sometimes I work too hard. So it's like I need to find like a balance between those two. So I feel like those are fulfilled. Um, so my family just recently started going to church again, starting last Sunday. And I really love going to my church. It's called New Covenant Christian Ministries. Um, I really like that church. It just feels very like home esque, and I feel like I'm allowed to be vulnerable. So I cry a lot. No, I mean not say a lot, but I do like cry. I feel like I'm like opening myself up to the Lord and everything. So like yeah, I really love going to church. So I feel like it's been improving. But of course, there's a lot more I can be doing on my own. Like I do pray every day, stuff like that. But I feel like I could be doing a lot more and stuff like that. So I feel like it's growing in fulfillment. Like me and my connection with God is growing in that area. So that's why I have it in the middle. Exercise and nutrition. I feel like it's in the middle too, cause like last week I exercised 3 times, 2 at the gym and then 1 at home with my brother's workout. Thanks, Cameron. But yeah, I feel like so that's like being fulfilled. But then nutrition wise, I'm like I still don't eat the healthiest. So and then when it comes to eating, I'm though sometimes I like starve myself throughout the day just trying to focus on like getting certain things done and I forget to take care of myself physically. So that's why the dot in that slice is like halfway. Like exercise, that's good and dandy, but like I also need to take care of my nutrition and my eating habits. So yeah. Family, I feel like it's also halfway. Like I feel like with my immediate family, it's good. Like my connections with them, my bonds with them, my relationships with them is good. But there's always room for improvement. But with my external family, I feel like I can be contacting them a lot more and building connections with them a lot more. So that's why it's also halfway. Friends, I feel like I'm good. I'm like when I'm like the kind of friend who's like I don't need to talk to you every day. I don't want to talk to you every day. I'm gonna like hangouts and like calls and like group chat text every so often, once in a while. Yeah, we're good. So yeah, I know. Yeah, it's definitely when I'm looking at this circle. it's definitely giving very lopsided towards the work and play. And then when it comes to like relationships and connections with myself and with others, that's what I'm lacking in. So it's just good to peep that and then reflect on it and then learn and grow from it. Okay, so 8 through 10, the tasks are kind of like they're related to each other. So 8 is 10 tiny changes. List 10 changes you like to make for yourself, from significant to small or vice versa. Okay, it says as the morning pages. Okay, as the morning pages nudge us increasingly into the present, where we pay attention to our current lives, a small shift like a newly painted bathroom can yield a luxurious, luxuriously, you know what I mean, large sense of self-care. Select one small item and make it a goal for this week. Now do that item. So, okay. So mine was like, it's a small thing. Um, Mine is like brushing my teeth twice a day. I brush my teeth every day, but like at night specifically, sometimes I just like have no motivation to do that. And I know it's bad. I know it's bad. I know. That's why I made it a goal. But even like this week, I had a hard time staying with the goal. Like I'm like, and I'll give myself excuses like, oh, it's too late. I waited too late. I just do it in the morning. Da, 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 da. And it's like, oh, like, since I'm gonna take a shower in the morning, I might as well just wait to brush my teeth in the morning. Like, all these excuses. And I'm like, Natalie, you gotta lock in. It's a one small task to just take care of yourself. That's what I'm realizing. Like, for so long, I've neglected to take care of myself physically. Now it's like I have to push myself to like Nelly, like go eat breakfast and lunch. Don't starve yourself. Like no, go eat. Brush your teeth twice a day. Work out. Eat healthy. Like stop worrying about everything else outside of you. Like take care of yourself. So yeah, we love self reflection. But no, I definitely want to get better. Just like taking care of my self physically, emotionally. Yeah. So yeah. So that's something that I'm not gonna just like leave this task for this week. This is something I want to actively like keep on doing, like trying to take care of myself more and more. So yeah. Number 9 was select the one item and make it a goal for this week. That was the brushing teeth twice a day, and then now do that item. Like there was days where I did it, and that was really good. But like I said, I had like a fall off period, and I could never recover from that. So this week is a new week. Hopefully, no, not hopefully. I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get it together. Um, Now we're at the artist check-in. So I rewrote mine. So I'm just gonna like read it off a little bit. The first question from the artist question rewind. Okay. The first question from the artist check-in is how many pages did this week did you do how many days this week did you do your morning pages? We're hoping 7 remember. How was the experience for you? How did the morning pages work for you? Describe them. Remember, if you are writing morning pages, they are working for you. What were you surprised to find yourself writing about? Answer this question in full on your check-in page. This will be a weekly self-scan of your moods, not your progress. Don't worry if your pages are whiny and trite. Sometimes that's the very best thing for you. Okay, so this is what I said. This week I did 5 days. One of the days I only did 2 pages worth of morning pages. Yeah. The experience was long and drawn out for me. This week is the 3rd week that I try to do week 2. I've been trying the same affirmations. I've been writing the same affirmations inconsistently for 3 weeks. The longer I went on, the more unmotivated I felt. That's why I either wouldn't write fully like 3 pages or I wouldn't do the morning pages at all. Um, yeah. Ooh. Okay. This week I found myself writing ideas for my EP, its visuals, release date, etc. I also found myself trying to reflect on why I lack motivation to do things that I know will benefit me in the future. I reflected and acknowledged the things that I did accomplish this week, and I want to improve and do more next week. The main thing that I got out of the morning pages this week is that proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That's something my dad always says. Like that's one of his sayings. And I wrote this in relation to this EP that I want to make as a singer songwriter. So like the more I plan it out, the more structured, the easier everything's gonna go, and the more efficient everything's gonna be. So yeah. So I love that. I just keep on trying to write new ideas and figure these out so I can have a clear structured plan for how I want everything released and how I want everything done. And then I also wrote that I'm doing the artist ways process and taking steps toward improving myself in every area to become the best version of myself and fulfill the purpose that God made me to fulfill. So yeah, those are the two main things that I got out this week. Like I'm doing this artist way thing and I'm like improving myself and growing and just like taking care of myself to become the best person of my best version of myself and the best version to fulfill my purpose in life. So yeah. Number two, did you do your artist date this week? Remember, the artist dates are a necessary frivolity. What did you do? How did you feel? So my artist date was finishing this comic book that I got. It's called yeah, I came prepared with my artifacts. It's called String. So my dad, older brother, and I, we went to Criminal Records, the vinyl store, the record store, and ooh, sorry, I heard my dad actually getting to the car. I don't like talking about this. I get nervous. Like I'm trying to be a YouTube girly, whatever. But I'm still getting nervous and like and doing it outside. But hey, we're learning and growing, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm, breaking out my comfort zone, so it's fine. Um, what was I saying? So I got the comic book from the Criminal Record Store, and it's a really interesting book. I finished it all on my artist date, and it just made me upset though because like there were so many questions left unanswered. So basically, I'm just gonna read the synopsis, and if y'all want to read it, the book is by ooh, who is this book by? Um, I think it's from Mad Cave. And then I think these people here are the authors. So I'm just gonna list their names. Paul Tobin, Carlos Javier Olivares. Sorry if I'm butchering names. Sarah Colella, and then Taylor Esposito. That was so American how I said that. Anyways, but no, essentially the main character Yoon-suk. I'm just butchering everybody's name. Yoon-suk Namgung is a 25-year-old Korean American woman with a remarkable ability to see two types of strings, connecting various people. The first is blue and stretches between sexual partners. The second, dark black, connects murderers and their victims. If you have a murder that needs solving, you can help. Worry your partner is cheating on you, you can literally see the connections. Yu's life, for all the drama and constant TMI, is good, at least until the day she notices a string, a black string, connected to herself. This means she'll either soon murder someone or be murdered herself. So dang, which one? I'm not gonna tell you just in case you do decide to read the book. But like, I just felt like the ending and like the whole like resolution of the mystery was kind of like rushed in a way, and like I wanted more backstory to certain characters. It was a short comic book though, so like I should have known, but like. I'm like a murder mystery girl. So, and there were still questions unanswered. Like, and I'm like, hopefully there's more to the series because I want to know what happened to certain characters and like, et cetera, et cetera. But no, I felt very fulfilled finishing the comic book and just having that time to just sit and be myself and like just like read. So that was cool. And then I also wrote in my artist check-in that I technically did 3 artist dates with the Legos and the coloring page. So like my inner creative was like very fulfilled this week. And then the last question is, were there any other significant issues that ooh, let me just read the question. Were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. And basically, I already described them. Um, but I'm just gonna read it because, like, why not? Really, just like beat the horse with a nail, hit the nail into the coffin. You know what I mean. Anyways, I said, yes, there were issues this week that I consider significant to my recovery. I spent too much time and energy, 3 weeks, trying to complete every task, set up morning pages and artist date for week 2. I lost sight of what week 2 was supposed to mean. I lost sight of what this process is and how to do it. Next time, I'm just going by the designated week by week schedule, and if I don't do everything, that's okay. I just need to learn from it and move on. I refuse to spend 3 weeks on one week again. In addition, I noticed that I have a hard time with consistency and commitment in completing these tasks. One of my goals this week was to brush my teeth every night. I did that 2 days in a row. However, I missed one brush, one set of morning pages, one opportune time to do something, and I tend to drop the whole task or the whole goal itself. I dis, dis, I despise the mess up, give up mentality. It's not cute at all. I refuse to keep that mentality. Today I'm choosing to let go and be free from that mentality. When I make mistakes, I'm going to reflect on them, learn from them, and move on. I'm no longer dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. I'm choosing to focus on the present. But yeah, that's pretty much it for week 2. Um, and the final thing I'm gonna say is, like, you live and you learn. Like, you make mistakes. Everybody does. That's just a part of life. But what really matters is what you choose to do with those mistakes. And so yeah, I'm just choosing to learn and grow from them. But yeah, that's week 2. Thank you for, you know, watching my video, watching my journey. Again, my name is Alan Nicole. I'm a singer and songwriter. And peace out. Bye y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Hopefully. Hopefully. Bye.